Just a few days after Mike Brown was gunned down outside of St. Louis and Ferguson, Missouri, Kajieme Powell, a 25-year-old, was gunned down by police. He was wielding a knife and yelling, "Kill me, shoot me." What's interesting about this story is that St. Louis police, after the incident, after they killed him, reported that they only opened fire because he got within 3 to 4 feet of them. And then video was released showing that Powell never got within 10 feet of the officers, who opened fire on him within a minute of arriving on the scene.
They got their guns out.
Now compare this to an incident a few years ago in the UK where a man was wielding a machete on the street, a big, scary looking dude who obviously had some significant issues. So police responded not by showing up and immediately firing upon him with their guns. They surrounded him with well over 24 police officers after initially making several attempts to disarm him, using riot shields to protect themselves, but also the man from hurting himself or hurting them to the point where they had to use deadly force. And so they eventually were able to bring him down and arrest him. You have two very distinct cases here. One where the police in the UK, who are very similar, whose actions are very similar to how many other law enforcement officers in the developed world other than the United States would act, patiently trying to do everything they can to not have to kill the suspect. And then the United States, where the suspect is just automatically a deadly threat to officers who signed up to do this job. They volunteered. They have bulletproof vests on. They have multiple officers on the scene. They both have handguns, but they both have a lot of other methods that they could have used, like pepper spray, a taser. I mean, this is the perfect reason to use a taser on somebody. This is like the textbook example, right? And then there's just the basic, how about you wait for backup or shoot him in the leg? But no, instead you see them shoot him like at least 10 times. And then you have the police defending their actions, saying, well, he must have been a threat because both police officers had to use their weapons. But it could also be the case in the way they're trained now, where if one officer opens fire, the other opens fire, because that way you can make that excuse. Clearly, Powell was not immediately threatening the lives of either of those officers. Let's just be real. Was he deranged? Did he maybe have some significant problems? Could have been high on drugs? Was he in a state of insanity? Yeah, it seemed like it. I mean, the guy was telling the cops to shoot him, but that's all the more reason why you don't do that. Your job is to protect and serve the people. And in this case, Kajieme Powell was one of the people. You had to help him get out of that situation before just showing up and, oh, because you're a little nervous, he's got a knife, he's saying crazy things, and he's black, you just open fire on him and kill him. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And people need to start to realize that there are very different ways of dealing with people, that American law enforcement, in their impatient, turn to your firearm first mindset in far too many places, need to keep in mind. So let me know what you think about this incident. Should the cops have acted as they did, or should they have done a whole host of other things to avoid killing Kajieme Powell? Thanks for watching. We are bringing you basically our curated version of the best videos every single day on tdcvideo.com. So check that out in the description down below.